All right, call this meeting to order, determine there's a quorum present. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Garcia, and Commissioner Flores, and myself. We do have a quorum. If y'all will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Wardlaw, if you don't mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank y'all. I did not have any citizens' comments, or there's nothing up here. And I skipped one. Item 5, approving and amending minutes.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Let's see. We're going to skip around a little bit. We're going to go to item 21. If y'all don't mind. Discussion and possible action on naming the county annex building at 315 East Chapoy to the Judge Antonio Tony Paz County Annex Building. Commissioner.
Judge, I'll make a motion to approve. This is, I wanted to rename that particular county annex building in honor of the late Justice Ortiz Antonio Paz. So at 315 East Chapoy. Just want to make a note, the library is still going to be named the same, of course. But as far as the complex, I'd like to rename it in honor of your dad and your husband, man. So.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
I have a second, Commissioner Kerr Wardlaw. It really pains me to say that I'm going to end up voting against this. Judge Foss and I just had a conversation with a family member. You know, I remember him, you know, making fun of me when I'd wear a T-shirt. He'd tell me, you know, you're not working today, Judge, and then he'd laugh. The facility that we're fixing, and I'm sure it'll pass, the facility that we're fixing to name after Judge Foss has nothing to do with the judiciary. Okay, it's a veterans office and a library. The facility behind us, which he spent many years there, he's run twice. And I'm sure he'd run a third time. The second floor, in my opinion, would be better suited to be named after Judge Foss. Okay, for the simple reason that, you know, every time his staff comes to work, they'd get to see his name. They'd remember him at a facility that he was at for so many years. And you know, that's not the item that's listed on the agenda today. It's to name the property down there. But I wanted y'all to know that you know, if the action was taken to name the second floor after him over here, that we'd be able to memorialize him on a daily basis, because we see him and his staff sees him, the JPs see him. It would be something to remember. My vote would be yes, but for a facility that has nothing to do with the judiciary, I can't vote for it. I would hope that this vote doesn't pass and it would come back, and we would rename it or name the second floor after it. But that's not the motion on the floor today. So, sir.
Judge, I'd like to mention one thing. When you see this item on the agenda, if you'd have reached out to me one single time.
You, sir.
Well, not.
I called you.
Well, okay. I just had to point that out. I didn't get a call regarding to this. Okay.
I called you and we talked about the bill. Again, I'm going to end up voting no. There is a motion and there is a second. I would hope that it doesn't pass and that Commissioner Vasquez would bring it back and name the second floor after your dad. But either way, we've got a motion. We got a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner? Commissioner? Aye. Motion carries 4-1. Again, so sorry for y'all's loss. Okay, we'll move on to item 7, approving monthly reports from elected officials. Move it, Buchanan.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 8, no action needed. Item 9, certification of revenue. When we do all these, there you go. When we do all these, certifications, they would go back to their,
Yes,
respective accounts?
that's correct. What's listed on there, that's the recommendation. And with the gov deals, that's the recommendation as well. If I can make one change on the purchasing, the other reimbursement did hit. I believe it was yesterday. So that would take that total to 2,170.25.
Okay. Okay, so that's the only thing that changes.
Correct.
And just for the record, all these, the prospective department, the treasurer, the district, the purchasing auditor, all that would go to them.
Correct.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
So I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. We did an addendum, because we were going back and forth and gonna change some of it up, and, but we'll go do it now. The addendum where it says discussion possible action on approving bills for payment. Motion to approve presented. Motion, Commissioner Flores, second. Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 2, discussion possible action on approving auditor's report. Move. Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on following budget adjustments. A, adjust to the police precinct 4, $1,400 from office supply to travel and training to cover registration fees, hotel fees. Motion to approve. Motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 11, we don't have that. Item 12, discussion possible action regarding the Texas Parks and Wildlife Target Range Term Agreement. Carl, any questions?
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. This morning for consideration, we have on the item, on the agenda there, the Target Range Term Agreement. Believe it or not, we have turned the corner on the Target Range facility. The Texas Parks and Wildlife have come to the conclusion and have approved the county's environmental assessment. And this agreement you have before you this morning will begin the process of closing out the planning grant, okay? Once the planning grant is closed out, this document is executed and submitted back to the agency, along with a couple of contingencies there. There's a site plan. We've already got it done and completed. We've got to provide some insurance requirements as far as on the building. The architect has provided a letter for the duration of the project. In his estimation, the facility out there, once it's constructed, ought to be good for the next 50 years. And anyhow, this is the start of the process to close out the planning grant, the $400,000 grant. So it's good news, and after this is completed, the county will complete a construction grant application. That construction grant application will be non-competitive. Y'all may recall that's for the remaining amount of the funds. It'll be about $1.3 million. And so, congratulations on this turning point and moving forward with the project.
Thank you, Carl. You need action on this? You need any action on this?
Well, just to give you approval to sign it, yeah, requires the authorized representative to sign the agreement.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 13, discussion Possible action regarding Valverde County Target Range Quarterly Report, first quarter 2025, submitted Texas Parks and Wildlife.
That's been approved by the agency, so it's for January, February, and March, so be my recommendation to go ahead and approve that.
Motion to approve. Second. Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw, I'm sorry. All those in favor? Aye. All those against, motion carries 5-0. I guess I didn't ask for a flavor. Item 14, discussion possible action, finding no significant impact issued by the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department for the Valverde Target Range project.
This is the document we've been looking for, and Parks and Wildlife finally issued it last week. And their conclusion, it was a finding that we're not providing any significant impact to the human environment or the natural environment out there, and we can proceed with the next phase, in the construction of the facility. So I would recommend that the county record this in the minutes of today's meeting, the finding of no significant impact on that facility.
That's cool. Carl, when we go out for bid for this, or figure out a contractor on it, do we have Melissa's not here. Mike's here. The bid form on how we're supposed to put this out, is there certain rules that we're gonna have to abide by in order to, because of the type of money that we're getting?
It's pending. We've not received anything from the agency in regards to that.
Okay.
They're federal funds, so the procedure won't be no different than we use for our CDBG projects.
So maybe if we could get that template, some type of template over to purchasing so we can get going on that.
Yeah, I provided it to Melissa.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's gonna send it over to the county attorney's office for review.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Well, we can take a vote on this.
Motion to approve.
Motion Commissioner Garcia, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 15, discussion possible action on required civil rights policies per CDBG CFC 24-0012 water facility improvement for Comstock, San Felipe Pastures, and Vega Verde Colonia projects. All these policies, they're either part of the county policy already or part of, sheriff has one of these policies in place according to Juanita. So all these policies we already have in place. So we're good. We just need a motion.
Motion to approve. I will second that.
Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
On this item, maybe in the future, if we could have a breakdown as to, each policy.
They should be in there, Commissioner. And what we could, yeah, there's some of them in here.
Oh, they're in there.
Yeah, they're in there.
But we got,
Juanita, if you can get with, Elva, Clinton, email them to the court. Okay.
thank you.
Item 16, discussion possible action regarding section 3 goals for Valverde County CDBG contract CFC 24-0012, which is the same Comstock, San Felipe Pastures, and Vega Verde.
Motion to approve.
Motion Commissioner
Second.
Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 17, discussion possible action regarding the Valverde County Sheriff's Office will be hosting the Fallen Officers Memorial Event on May 15th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the courthouse courtyard located at 400 Pecan. This is just more for information purposes. We had it last year there at the courthouse. Sheriff wanted to make sure that everybody knew about it and that everybody's invited. All the court's invited to show up. Okay? No action needed. Item 18, discussion possible action on proclamation recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month in Hill Country, MHDD. Is there somebody here from? There we go. They said you were going to read it. I don't know if that was true or not, but
Well,
you're up.
okay, well, good morning,
Good
Your Honor.
morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Okay, I am Rachel Cedillo. I am the director of our local mental health facility, which is Hill Country. And I'm going to go ahead and read a proclamation that was sent to me. And in there, I'll also give you some statistics. This measure would recognize May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Valverde County to enhance public awareness of mental health and dispel the stigma surrounding it. Whereas half of the population will experience some type of mental health challenge over the course of a lifetime. And whereas mental health challenges are one of the most common health conditions in Texas, affecting 1 out of 6 adults and impacting both the person experiencing the condition and those persons who love and care for that person. And whereas 36.8% of adults in Texas reported symptoms of anxiety and/or depressive disorder, compared to 32.3% of adults in the United States. And whereas 905 individuals in Valverde County sought services from Hill Country MHDD centers in fiscal year 2024. And whereas people with mental illnesses make important contributions to our families and our communities and can recover if given the necessary services and supports in their communities. And whereas creating a community where everyone feels comfortable reaching out for the support they deserve is crucial to ending the stigma surrounding mental health and mental illness. And whereas each business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen shares the burden of mental health challenges and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. And whereas the Valverde County Commissioners Court wishes to enhance public awareness of mental health and diminish the associated stigma. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Valverde County Commissioners Court, acting in its capacity as the governing body of Valverde County, hereby recognizes May 2025 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Valverde County and calls upon the community to increase awareness and understanding of mental illnesses, reduce stigma and discrimination, and promote appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health conditions.
Okay, so make a
Thank you,
motion
ma'am.
to approve.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Ma'am, you want to come up here and get a picture with the court? That way we can have it for our records also.
How do you do this?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Then we'll walk around. There we go. Right here.
What she'll tell us. Closer.
My hair's okay.
That's
Everybody over here and smile. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll get this to you. All right, thank you, ma'am. Item 19, discussion possible action issuance of a county gas card to Judge Owens for county judge's office use.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion possible action on projects. Escondido, we've gone out for bid. Bids were too high. There was a company on the buy board, or two companies on the buy board. Basically, it's a group that we don't have to go out for bid on because they're already part of the state. They bid for the state. I'm not looking at you, I'm looking behind you, okay? So in case you're wondering, how come he's looking over here? But we're going through that process, both, since we already drawn the plans for it. Both companies said that they're not used to using the plans that are drawn, but what they would do is do like an as-built type deal and present us where they would draw the plans, use our plans, draw some plans off of it, and get us a price. So that's where we're at right now. We don't have to go out for bid. We're working with them right now to try to figure out what they're going to need. One of the hurdles that we were going to have to jump on this one was they needed 3-phase power out there for the size of the pump. We're gonna try to go through the base, which is gonna be nearly impossible. So there's a landowner out there that just bought some property across, 90 from the base. We're working on trying to get easement through his property, run power lines through his property, underground. They have to be underground, basically where the planes fly over. So that's where we're at, but we are working on it, and the two companies are doing a design build, I guess is what is better, right? Not an as-built, a design build. Flood map, the city had allowed some, on the 20 acres and on the 60 acres between Walmart and Darrow Hedges, the city had allowed some drainage canals to be put in there. Commissioner Vasquez is working on Lawson, low water crossing on Lawson and the ditch there on Lawson. So we met with the city and we were working on, flood maps that Godless had already taken, elevations with drones, to come up with elevations. Those elevations have been given to, the city and to see what action they're gonna wanna take. All right. So that's where we're at. Gun range, I guess we've already talked about that. Senegas Road project, there is an item also on here under Commissioner Flores about the sidewalks, but the plans are drawn. The city's moving forward. They'd already moved forward with some of the utilities. We're having a discussion with the city as to whether or not Old Senegas Road is an actual road or whether both properties, that on each side of the road, whether there isn't a road, there isn't an easement or a road. But there may be an easement. Godless Lanky pulled up both descriptions, and it looks like they touch.
I think there's no reservation for all Ciénegas.
Mm-hmm. So both, the city, is going to need to put in a new trunk lines. And they're trying to figure out where to put it. So it's either gonna be through Old Senegas Road or through Senegas Road. If they go through Old Senegas Road, then it's not gonna slow down the project. They can just go ahead we can go ahead and keep going. So that was the discussion right now. If Old Senegas Road if it's still there, which it doesn't look like it's there, there's probably just an easement, a utility easement. So the city's gonna have to figure out whether or not they can use that or not. That's beyond our control. Commissioner Flores has an item on here to talk about, sidewalks. We'd applied for $970,000 grant, through the state. We've done that. We've passed the first round. We had a meeting with them, Commissioner Flores and Carl and Godless and myself. We've passed the first go round and, actually made it to the second step is what it was. Step 2 is what they sent us the last time. So we're dealing with that. They've asked for a little bit more information and it's been presented. So, sidewalk between, on Senegas Road where the, city limits, end, all the way to, I guess the duck pond would be the easiest way to say it, all along Senegas. It would be a sidewalk and curb and gutter. And if, we're waiting on that grant. City's already began to move I think they moved the gas, I think they tore up some stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're looking at moving some of the water lines. Anything else on yours?
No, Judge, all I wanted to state, this, money for the sidewalks, it's federal money. Am I correct? I mean, if we were to get it, or it's state funded.
Both, we're working, the TxDOT is the one we had the meeting. A lot of people from TxDOT we had the meeting for, but it's federal funds.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. We have an event center and fire station. We were waiting on plans for the event center. We've not received the plans for the actual building yet in order to give them to Commissioner Wardlaw, because I know there's a fairgrounds committee that's interested in looking at the plans. Mm-hmm. So, we've had conversations with them and as soon as we get the plans from, Royal Building, then we'll get them to y'all and we'll get them to the fairgrounds committee.
Have a meeting.
Mm-hmm. The fire station, the same thing. We're waiting on a deal. we had a, property swap, that we got some properties, from the city. There is a couple of tracts of land that are not on there. One of the ones that we'll have a discussion on is the precinct 2 moving, fire station, either precinct 2 or precinct 3, but that property was not part of the deeds or whatever. So we'll need to have that discussion, but, in either event, that, fire station will be built, on 277, 377, right past the Y of 90 and 277, 377, either precinct 3 yard or across the street on city property, but it'll be in that area. The tax assessor's office, Ms. Garcia's wants to rearrange the office there to where we have 12 stations, and every station will be able to do taxes or plates, a vehicle registration. So that's in the works. It'll be something to where, you know, we have busy time at taxes, we have busy time at plates, but this way, whoever's in the office can help versus having to wait. Y'all have any? That's all I had. Y'all have any other projects? I know that Escondido, people from Escondido were here and wanted an update. So, y'all have anything else? Any other projects? No? Okay, then we'll move on. Item 22, discussion possible action regarding establishing a process to appoint someone to fill the unexpired term for the Justice of the Peace Precinct 2. Commissioner Vasquez.
Yeah, Judge, I put this item on the agenda to, take some time, maybe a few weeks to, I wanted to see if Mr. David could explain to us the process. You can chime in, Mr. David,
So statutorily, Judge, only the court as a whole can appoint in a situation like this where you have a vacancy due to someone's passing. The court in the past historically has kind of used different processes. I guess most recently, Judge, there was I think when Judge Barrera stepped down, I believe the process was such that the court basically put out an invitation, if you will, or a notice for applications, and let people apply who were interested in the members of the court. I believe then interviewed those folks, and there was a recommendation that was then made.
And we've done that also with Judge Gonzalez.
Exactly, with JP2, exactly, yes, sir. I know before that, Judge, in other situations, the court usually would defer to the sitting commissioner over that precinct, and the commissioner would then make a recommendation, and the court would then vote on that recommendation. So there are, throughout history, recent history, there's different processes that the court, not this particular court, but these courts have utilized. However, statutorily, only this body as a whole can appoint to fill an unexpired term.
Well, I guess it'd come down to, we've taken applications in the past. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that's gonna be my motion, Judge, to take applications and then interview the, candidates and see, maybe, bring a recommendation back to the court for.
Michael, when would it be able to be, if we pass that right now, would you have enough time to put it in the paper for Friday? Right?
I should be able to.
Okay.
I'll second that motion, Judge.
So if we put it out for applications, you put it in the paper on Friday, put it on our website, and then, give till the end of next week for applications, and then you can put it as soon as you follow
On the
them.
agenda.
Mhm. All right. That's your motion?
That's my motion, Judge.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 23, discussing possible action to proceed with the lease agreement between Valverde County and U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
Judge, I believe Mr. Antoine, good morning, Mr. Antoine. I didn't see you coming in, so, y'all were a little bit late. Is Mr.
No rocks, but, you know.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. So we hail all the way from San Antonio. We didn't bring any rain with us, although I know it already passed
Should've brought
through
some.
Val Verde. It kind of stunted our travels. But I do home-based primary care for the Department of Veterans Affairs, program director, my nurse manager, Ms. Salcher. And so what we do is provide care to veterans these are the most medically complex, frail veterans that have mobility issues. Oftentimes, they're unable to make it to the VA for those services. We've been operating in Del Rio for a little over 3 years now, and we lack the infrastructure for the VA. So we have partnered with our VSO to allow us a dedicated office space. However, the population that we have or serve is growing, and we just don't have the structure in Val Verde, which is something that we really want to do in Del Rio to continue to grow our patient population and serve these veterans. We've been working with Commissioner Vasquez for about a little over 2 years now, trying to establish some fixed facility structures for our staff. So right now, our staff originate from San Antonio or Kerrville, and they make the trek down to Del Rio to provide these services in the home of our veteran population. We do serve all veterans, but we try to reserve because we have limited space in our program because of the nuances of the structure of the program to provide those services. But we come down to Del Rio, our staff spend a week or 2 weeks at a time. Sometimes they make day trips to come down here and serve these veteran populations. And so having a actual fixed facility will allow us to have a launching pad, a base of operations for us to come and originate the services that we provide. Our staff will utilize that space as dedicated office space, as well as storing of equipment, medical equipment that are necessary. They will also conduct VVCs. These are video teleconferences with the veterans. So it is an actual video appointment. We had a lease that was executed. We were ready to sign it. And however, due to current constraints that we have in the federal government, we were not allowed to continue to execute that lease because it contained a small monetary fee. Unfortunately, at the current time, we are not allowed to enter into any agreements where we can exchange funds. Optimistically, hopefully.
This was a perfect fit then.
Yes, sir.
It was a perfect fit, what
Okay.
you're fixing to get into.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us on the numbers?
Mhm.
Because you said we're growing.
So right now, and of course, these are the patients that cannot make that trek. They cannot partner with the VSO to get to Kerrville or Audie Murphy. Right now, we have impaneled 125 patients. Our program in the VA inventory, we're the 4th largest in the nation. So totality, we have over 700 veterans. We were in the process of creating a second team. We call this a patient line care team, where that's a nurse, a doctor, a physical therapist, a social worker, who am I missing? A pharmacist, and we have other ancillary staff. So we bring all this to our
So
veteran
you have
population.
700 within the network, but 125 in Val Verde.
115 in Val Verde. Yes, sir. We were able to hire a provider that's actually from Val Verde and a physical therapist, so they can continue to provide those services here. The good thing about this program is we've done several health fairs, reach out fairs for the staff, for the Val Verde. We partnered with the Val Verde Regional. We know we have a large veteran population that is underserved in this county, and so we want to continue to be a launching pad to allow these services to grow. So not only are we able to provide those services, but we're a conduit for the VA. We have the reach back capability to get those other services and answer those questions, as well as VHA and VBA services for our veteran population. So we're just trying to, we like to be very abstract, think outside the box, hence how we created a program. We're making 3-hour drives to Del Rio to come serve this population. And so it takes us a small little mustard seed for us to grow this thing and continue to provide services, because we are very optimistic that us being here, and I already know I'm optimistic, the leadership at South Texas Veteran has already caught wind of what we're doing in Del Rio, and they are aware that we need to provide more services in Val Verde County and Del Rio. And so utilizing us is definitely that conduit to expand these services that we're able to provide.
We greatly appreciate everything you do, and as you can see, anything that you need, I mean, they've provided, we've provided, or he's provided.
Yes, sir.
So anything that we can help with.
Yes, sir.
You know, like you said, it's taken a little bit of time. The whole thing is, we're here.
Yes, sir.
Right on. So again, thank you so much. Do I have anything to say?
On the lease, Mr. David, I know you've been in contact with Mr. Antoine. How, everything's ready, or what do we?
It's technically a revocable license, so Mr. Antoine was kind enough to provide us a copy of what Guadalupe County had executed previously. So all of that is updated to our terms, our location, just with the action that we took earlier in naming the old Cardwell building after late Judge Foz. I would like for the court to, if willing, approve the revocable license, and with the caveat of having us update that to include the name. And then we should be good to go. We can approve the form.
That would be part of my motion.
I got it. We have a motion. I have a second? Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you making the trip.
Yes, sir.
Item 24, discussion possible action to allow AEP to host an open house meeting to be held at the community center from June 23rd through June 27th, 2025 regarding the proposed new transmission line through Valverde County. Did you want in and talk? Did you leave?
Judge, I've got a question, for Mr. David. Yes, sir. Being that we're a nonprofit, county and AEP not being nonprofit, would it be okay for them, to conduct this?
I believe so. I believe if the court finds that there is a public purpose
There is a public purpose.
in this, so I think if, as a part of your motion, or a motion, if there is a motion to be made, include that the court finds that there is a public purpose to be served to the constituents of Valverde County to allow for this information type meeting to occur.
Okay. That part of your motion, because it is a public purpose?
Yes, I will make a motion to allow AEP, well, okay, go ahead, sir.
I'm free to make the motion. Can we change the date,
Okay,
July 30th?
from the 23rd to the 30th?
July 30th, yes.
Oh, July.
July,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Sorry, the timeline's still very fluid. They're still looking at routes. We're still working with the PUC. There's a lot of variables, and these things sometimes get
We'll make
shifted.
the motion, then you can give us a breakdown as to what
Okay.
you want to conduct.
Okay.
at the community
Sorry,
center.
I know the motion had to have the
Yes,
correct
sir.
date.
Yeah. And that needs to be our motion. I mean, if we give
If
the authority to him,
If the date is fluid, in other words, if things are changing, I wouldn't specify a date, because then you have to.
just give him the authority
Exactly.
to
Once
make
the
that
date is
decision.
agreed upon, then the commissioner can insert that date.
You are with Power Engineer?
Yeah.
Are you with Power Engineer?
You want me to do it?
No, I'm with AEP Texas.
AEP?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, that the court finds that there is a public purpose and that we give the authority to Commissioner Flores to, get with AEP to set the dates, whatever dates that may be, and for AEP to be allowed, to use the facility at the convenience of, Commissioner Flores.
Okay.
And Judge, I have a question.
Yes, sir. You second.
So
I second, Judge.
the letter that you sent out, that you emailed us that you received a second letter from Power Engineers, I noticed that there's a different project number on it. So from what it looks like to me, there are two transmission lines that are proposed to come through.
There was a 700 and a 300. The 700 was the letter you got, and the 300 and change was the letter I got.
Yes, sir.
We're waiting for the PUC to decide whether it's going to be a 765 or a 364. That's still being decided.
That's the issue?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there are different paths this transmission line could take. Again, this is part of the open house to present information, to hear from the public, to see what issues may arise. And
Part of the study.
again, yeah, I don't have all the details. Again, that is still being processed. And I understand you've had some constituents in your area that have concerns about a path that may be chosen. But right now, we're just trying to get facilities to where we can host an open house.
And now that you bring that up,
Okay.
one of the facilities, and Commissioner Flores, when he brought this up at talk, one of the facilities that you might but maybe we go back and revisit the motion here in a minute. But, you're gonna have a lot of people, in precinct 3, which is in the Comstock area.
Okay.
You're providing information in Senegas, in the Senegas area, or the facility in Senegas. It's a good idea. People get to come, the facility's big, but maybe, get with Commissioner Garcia.
Okay.
And could we make that, have 2 open houses, or at least part of my motion to change that not only give that same, that give the same ability that we would be granting to Commissioner Flores to Commissioner Garcia, and you visit with him, because there's gonna be a lot of people affected.
That's fine. That's fine. We can do that if that's something that
I'm
you
changing
feel
my
is needed.
motion, to grant the same authority to Commissioner Garcia as what my motion stated, that we were granting to Commissioner Flores.
And I will amend that.
You accept it?
Second.
That work? Any other questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Real quick, we're gonna go back to item 23. Thank you, sir. Go back to item 23, on the veterans lease, and if you wanna come up here, they wanna get a picture.
Yes, sir.
And if you'll bring, yes.
What I wanted to do is have him explain and break down as to what they're going to talk about.
I'll bring that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they started like they researched. Yes, ma'am. So you can see what's there.
Karen, one more, Karen. There you go. Picture's gonna have to get bigger. You're on widescreen. We're gonna have to do panoramic.
That sounds nice.
I won't put this.
All right, nice big smiles on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. And one more hand. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
One more.
Can't hold my smile for a minute.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ms. Foss, we can take a picture, Ms. Foss?
And the family?
Yes,
That's sure gonna be annoying.
What?
That's
No,
your-
I just want to kind of get in the middle there.
Want it slanted or straight?
Push this chair. There we go. Perfect. Put her in there.
I thought one was gonna sit on it.
Big smiles. Nice.
Got it? Do you wanna take a picture of y'all's camera? Oh,
Can
you
someone
okay?
share it with us?
Yes,
Okay.
she'll
Oh,
get your
thank you.
number.
Yeah, thank you.
She'll get y'all's number. I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. That was good.
I'm okay if I take a break. We take a break.
yes.
No, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a little 5-minute break, a little recess, and then we'll come back to court. Okay, just a little 5-minute break.
I was gonna make a motion to break.
All right, wait till the light turn on. There it is. Come back into court, 9:50. Item 25, do you wanna talk about it? We already talked about it.
Well, we already talked about it, but I think it's a great thing that,
Let me read it. Item 25, discussion possible action on Senegas Road sidewalks project. Yeah, Commissioner Flores.
TxDOT is considering Ballard County for those monies. I mean, we got to step 2, so I don't know how many more steps we gotta.
A bunch. It's all good.
Carl, I mean, is this gonna be a slow process, or? It is.
So between now and June 30th, the county has the opportunity to submit the full-blown application. It's pretty detailed. Carlos and I will work on that together. As the judge mentioned, from the city limits of Del Rio to Duck Pond Road. So once we're successful with that step 2 application, to my knowledge, won't anything happen till late part of 2026, 2027, as far as
The sidewalk.
and yeah, as far as seeing some dust out there.
Okay.
Yeah, the funding's like 2 years down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
While I got you up there, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna go back to item 20, discussion possible action on projects. One of the things that we're working on right now also is, on the sports complex, behind the 7th and 8th grade, we needed to fill out some information in order to move forward, because that grant, we've gone through the process, we've received the grant. Now they're in actually, the funding type, how are we gonna get funded? What steps we need to go through? They needed, bank accounts and everything as to where, once we submit invoices, where the money's gonna be deposited. It's something that's moving forward. And I know that you were, information that I'd sent you, you were looking at it and trying to get everything put in place. And even that portal, a lot of that information had already changed again.
Yes.
It was like you input it and now we're having to go input it. But when we had this conversation on that $2 million, the people that from HUD and the people we're dealing with had to be some of the friendliest people that I'd ever met, and most knowledgeable when I was on the phone call with them and on Zoom or whatever, Teams. They were willing to help, but it just seemed like there's a lot of information needed to be inputted.
Yes, sir.
And Carl, the court had already, he's our grant writer, he's doing the grant, so there's 2 people there's one that'll input the information and one that'll accept it. So you'll input it and then, I'll accept it and then we'll move on. So we're going through the process right now with that grant.
Yes.
We had it, but now we're just having to input more information.
And if I may, add to that comment, in addition to that, by April 30th, which is next week, the Texas Historical Commission is required to reply to the county, their concurrence with the archaeological assessment that was conducted out there on that property. That has been submitted to the Texas Historical Commission for their review. They have 30-day window to reply back to us, so we're expecting any day, to get the green light to move forward with that, complete the environmental process. So it's in their review right now. Yeah.
And
if I may add to that on Friday, we submitted a congressional request for an additional $1.5 million towards that project. You may recall that last year, we submitted a request through the congressman's office for the main elements was for lighting and fencing around the sports complex. To our knowledge, none of those applications or requests from last year were funded. And so the congressman's office has reached out to us again, to Valverde County. And on April 18th was the date to submit the request. And so we did that, $1.5 million. And we're going to send to the lady in Washington, D.C., a detailed itemized budget of how we're going to use those funds that we're requesting.
And that list already, I mean, we'd gone through there, the first go round that the court had approved to do.
That is correct.
So there's $2 million and change what we're getting from the federal government.
Yes, sir.
There's another $2 million that we had borrowed, which is part of the the 2 million, the 1.5 million that's for the target range, and then the $6 million for Cinegas. So there's another $2 million there for this project. We'd applied for $1.5 million, did not get any word at all, and looked like what you just said, all projects, nothing got funded.
Correct.
So we reapplied for the same one again.
Right.
Because it was the same, in line with what we'd already done, which was $1.5 million.
Right.
So if everything, right now, we've got 2 million and change, 2 million, and we could end up with another $1.5 million depending on what happens. Yeah, for the sports complex behind the 7th and 8th grade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That work. Any questions? Okay, we've done 25, we'll go on to 26. Discussion and possible action regarding advising the public that the Social Security office will now be open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I
You
think
want to
that-
advise the public?
Yes, Judge, I think it's a great thing from, the federal government allowing this office to be open 2 more days out of the week. They started, 2 weeks ago. So it'll be open Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. And for the lunch hour, they're closed, but take advantage of this. You don't have to go to Eagle Pass or anywhere else. Come here to our local office.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 27, discussion possible action on introduction of our new county agent, SCH. Here we go.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, I got a new coworker, finally, Miss Elena Pickinkle. Comes to us from Nebraska, Extension Office, 4 years.
Yep, 4 years there.
And I would also like to see if possible that we get her on card services rather than the fleet services.
On the what now?
Card service.
Okay.
What are we talking about? What card services, Mr. Tommy? What are we talking about, Judge?
For her travels.
Oh, county credit card.
Yeah.
Okay, county credit card. Okay.
Item 28.
Okay.
Rather than the fleet services that we've tried to use, or I've tried to use, and we have all kinds of trouble. But the card services credit card works great for us.
You said yes.
He's correct. Sometimes that fleet service in the rural area that they go to.
Okay.
What
So,
part of Nebraska do you come from?
Omaha.
Oh, wow.
30.
Yep, and I've worked in 3 different counties, like 3 different surrounding counties of Omaha.
Omaha.
So,
Thank you so much. We'll get a picture here in a minute. Item 28, discussion possible action on issuance of county credit card for newly hired county
Motion to
agent.
approve, Judge.
Second.
But does this take care of the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure.
Thank y'all very much.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody? You may.
I've got a comment, yeah, I'll make a
Okay,
motion.
go ahead.
But, no new vehicles, right?
No, sir.
Because,
No, we're good.
the late, not the late, but, Commissioner that was in precinct 3 used to cater a lot, new vehicles and all that. New vehicle, yes, what year?
We are good on vehicles. Thank y'all very much.
Just gonna throw that rock. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Item 29, discussion, we'll do this one item and then you walk on up.
Thank you.
Do this one item, don't leave.
Yes.
Discussion possible action regarding upcoming travel-related expenses. What is it? Tommy? Yes, sir. Well, it's her, she put it under her, but discussion possible action regarding upcoming travel-related expenses. So what does that mean?
How much?
Yeah. There's
We got, I don't know what Norma put on there. It's about the card services. She's got a travel budget.
That's how come I asked with item 28, we took care of
Oh,
that.
oh,
So we're good.
No, I know where this is going. Hotel cost, but from the New Year's budget. About trying to up that.
Okay, but are you,
I don't need it now.
okay, then no action needed.
No.
Then why would you put it on?
I don't know. Probably my failure of discussion.
If y'all don't mind, come up and let's get a picture real quick, that way everybody knows who you are.
There's one more item.
Thank you.
Come on
Count of three. 1, 2.
Want some pictures? How come y'all laughing? What's so funny? I can't hear. I'm missing out here. What do you think? I'm sure it was, was it sarcasm or was it the other?
And in our vehicle.
Get a new truck and more money.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Item 30, discussion possible action, election, code section 42.031, reviewing precincts for compliance. See the attached, I could see the attached paper, but could you get smaller?
Oh,
Right?
yeah, that's how it prints out. It's just, giving you the total of registered voters, just to make
In
sure
each
everybody's
precinct.
still in compliance.
Mhm.
Yes.
So bottom line is, all you're showing us is that this is how many registered voters in every
Right.
precinct.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you need action from us?
No.
Okay, it's just a presentation.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. And Karen, if you need that list, I'll get it to you right now, that we're not. Judge, and good luck seeing it.
You think we can bring this guy or just?
Yeah, we can. No,
Leave
he's
it
here.
alone? Yeah, he's right there.
Get that paper coverage. I'd leave it alone.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna be here all day. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and go to item 33. Item 31, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to sign a contract between Valverde Sheriff's Office and OCV.
Motion to approve.
What is that OCV, Sheriff? if you don't mind?
So it is a platform that allows the sheriff's office to put out information to the community in a timely manner, such as advising the public as to scams or weather,
Oh,
stuff
great.
like that.
Warnings.
Warnings, whatever, yes. Road closures and all that.
Yeah. Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries.
Pending approval of the county attorney's review of the
Okay,
contract.
that's part of your motion?
Add that to the motion.
Thank
Second,
you.
Mr. Epps.
Yes, sir, Judge. Thank you.
All those in favor? Aye. Item 32, discussion possible action, authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to sign a memorandum of agreement.
Judge.
Second, is this one, do you need to look at it? You've already looked at it, David? We good?
I believe maybe John has looked at this one.
Pending, can we do another one pending approval?
Yes.
Oh,
So
second.
what this is that, the Texas Animal Health Commission, they're doing holding some roadblocks. They have no law enforcement authority. And they're looking at the new era screwworm. So they're gonna be set around, checkpoints.
Did you second that?
We second this one. Yeah. The only concern that I have with this one, I hope they got it worked out, that they wanted to pay the sheriff directly. I wanted it to go through our auditors. Because it's basically overtime.
Okay.
Motion to approve is presented.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Thank you. Second. Yes, sir. Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 33, thank you, Sheriff. Item 33, discussion possible action on preliminary approval of replat, creating lots 1 through 16. That one. Go ahead.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This proposal consists of creating lots 1 through 16 out of Track E Rogers subdivision.
This is the one in precinct 3. Precinct 3.
Yes, this item has been posted on the county website for over 30 days, and notices were sent out to the neighboring property owners.
Motion to approve, Judge.
I'll second that for discussion. What are the lot sizes on this?
Half acre.
Half acre?
They're gonna be
So they will
served.
provide a septic system?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And at this moment, it's the preliminary. We'll still need to accept the final once it's built and the septic's either built or bonded.
Okay.
And on the bond, we were looking, or on the, whether it's bonded or built. If it's not built, then we would be looking also on the wording, if they bring us a letter of credit.
Yes.
As to where it doesn't expire, and then we're just sitting there wondering what happened,
Correct.
correct?
Yes.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 34, discussion possible action to appoint new members to replace a vacant seat and possible appointment of 2 additional members to the Cybersecurity Committee. Before Lance gets started, Tom's position is vacant. If y'all accept this, then there's some changes, which would be Melissa, Joanne would be added, and then the new appointment would be David, but the new appointment, instead of replacing Tom, why don't we just keep 7, and that way the votes are sort of off. Tom's position would be gone, and the new appointment with David would actually take Tom's position.
I will make a motion
You
to
okay
approve,
with
Judge.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll second that.
Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. Are you okay with that round?
Yes, sir, I am.
And it's odd number. That works? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 35, discussion possible action to award or reject a contract to Jess Contracting for a rebid 2561 labor for concrete in the amount of $26,395 and authorize county judge to sign.
Motion to approve, Judge, as presented.
Second. Motion Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. This is the one that we were 40 some odd thousand in?
Yes, sir.
Right, so we went from 40,000 to 26,000, so. And I think there was an issue with somebody else that it did, but that didn't turn in all the paperwork.
Same thing, and we're missing some signatures.
So Jess was the next,
Yes, sir.
lowest bidder. Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 36, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of fitness equipment to be placed at the park in precinct 4.
Motion to approve, Judge.
I will second that, Judge.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Vasquez. Before I get into that, if y'all get an opportunity, everybody's working on quality of life, I guess, is what, all 4 precincts are working on quality of life. If y'all ever get an opportunity just to ride around, it's impressive what has happened in the precincts. It really is. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Good. Item 37, discussion possible action authorize purchasing to advertise requests for qualifications to procure multiple firm vendor contracts for land surveyors and services. One of the things that we had talked about with Melissa was that if we could get sort of a blanket coverage, that way we don't have to keep coming back to the court like what you just did and everybody else just did on surveyors, stuff like that. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge.
One second.
So I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion possible action to ratify the advertisement of the base material 2526, 25-64, 25-66, and 25.
I'll second that for discussion. Why are we doing this, ratifying?
Because
They're already active bids.
Okay, so they don't need to go out for bids on that.
no, they went out for bids. They are active bids.
They're
right
currently
now.
active. They're currently being advertised. We just need to ratify the approval of the
They're going
advertising.
back. Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Flores. Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 39, discussion possible action to authorize.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 40, discussion possible action to approve a new account addition
Motion to
to.
approve, Judge.
One second.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. Also, this one's on the branch library. There are some things that are coming up. I know that, there's some refrigerator, and a bunch of other stuff that was bought through precinct 2. And I think there's a vehicle also, just for information, there's a vehicle also that the library might need. I've asked, Commissioner Vasquez and our librarian, Mr. Bond, to put a list together, and then bring that back to the court, because as we're learning, we're missing pieces.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't mind, help them put something together, bring it back to the court to figure out what accounts.
Yes, sir. We'll take care of it.
Commissioner Vasquez made a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 41, discussion possible
Motion to
action.
approve, Judge, as presented.
Second. Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 42, discussion possible action for an HR report for the period from April.
Motion to approve, presented, Judge.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Item 43, if y'all don't mind, before we get into that one, if y'all table it, because I have some stuff.
Motion to table, Judge.
Second. Commissioner Vasquez gave a motion, Commissioner Flores, second. To table, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 44, discussion possible to approve request for reimbursement of jury service expenses incurred during a change of venue for Kinney County in accordance with the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Title II, Chapter 104, Article. There was a jury trial in Kinney County. They ended up moving it to Valverde County, and we're asking for reimbursement. That way, all that funds that we
Make a
spent.
motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. None against. Motion carries 5-0. Item 45, discussion possible action on allowing the national.
Motion to approve, Judge.
I'm gonna second.
I have a motion, yeah, good luck. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw, and we will be visiting also with Tommy Yeater on this because they've asked for more information from him too. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 46, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, and possible action open session thereafter, D 551.073, regarding the negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property, and possible action open session thereafter, E 551.076, regarding security devices, security audits, and security personnel. Take a little 5-minute break. If y'all will give us the room, we'll go into executive session right after that. Okay, lights on. We're back in session. 11:04. On item 34, discuss possible action to appoint a new member to replace. On that item right there, we put together a list, and we voted on it. But a little while ago, our IT guy and the sheriff wanted to know if we could add somebody else, so I'm gonna bring that item back. If y'all would be okay to add a Mario Vargas from the sheriff's office, that he's fluent in IT, that he'd probably be a great asset to this committee.
I will make a motion that we approve Mario Vargas from the Sheriff's Office, Judge.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. We have tabled item 43. Discussion possible action on adding money for county clerk's office to provide more hours for staff. They would be providing 2 individuals, 6 hours on Saturdays and for approximately 8 weeks. And, if we could set aside about $3,500 to accomplish that.
I'll make a motion, Judge, to set aside the $3,500.
I'll second.
To get that taken care of.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez and Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye.
I've got a question. Where are we gonna get the money from?
The money comes out of their payroll, savings. out of
Payroll
their-
savings?
Yes, sir. Everybody okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. We'll go on to item 47. Commissioner Vasquez, you had an item that,
Yeah, Judge, I just wanted to show the public here, there's a, Mother's Day Loteria Women's Empowerment event. It's gonna be located at the Nino Antonio Tony Paz, County Annex Building, 315 East Chapoy. And just inviting everybody out there, it's gonna be presented by Mr. Eddie Morales, State Rep. And he'll be providing, some snacks, drinks for everybody. Everybody's welcome. And of course, hopefully everybody will make it out there. Super excited. And, we'll share it with Connect Del Rio and KWMC so they can spread out the word to the public.
what day was it, Commissioner?
It's gonna be May 9th.
May 9th?
At 10 a.m. It's gonna be a great event. That's all I have, Judge.
Anybody else? No? County judges' comments, real quick. We visited with individuals from Acuña on the Second National Bridge. They are trying to put together a meeting, with the mayor from Acuña, the alcalde from Acuña. And then within that same meeting, hopefully we'll have the Maquilas Association and the Chamber of Commerce, I guess, from Mexico. One of the things that we did talk about, or that was mentioned, is maybe expanding, I'm not saying they're for or against it, I'm just saying we talked about it. Expanding maybe this bridge 3 more lanes, in order to facilitate traffic. And with a 3-lane expansion or a 2-lane expansion, you could change the lanes depending on which way you have more traffic, going or coming. I think that's a viable option. Again, we visited with our federal representatives, individuals they sent down to talk to us. And, you know, the whole conversation behind that was, what's the harm in going out for a vote? At this point, you know, two items on the election, on the ballot for November. One of them would be bridge, yes, no. The other one would be north or south. And then you let the citizens decide. And like I said, we had representation from our federal individuals and visited with them. You know, got good feedback from them, but we'll see what happens. I think our deadline is August 18th. There was a concern that would it be binding? It would not be binding to the city, but it would, the election would be binding to the county. Okay, that's all I had. Anything else? We good? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Judge.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second. Second, Wardlaw. I didn't hear it. I'm on my bad ear. Either side of my bad ear. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank y'all. We are adjourned.